Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. First match here from the bottom part right. Let's zoom in. We have two Titans. I mean, pretty much all of these decks from the bottom part were like OP, ridiculous during their, time or period. And we have two decklists from 2018, one of them being TCG, the other one being an OCG variant. Electromite.deck, Electromite Turbo, this particular decklist was updated, so again thanks for the feedback, to an OCG list, but the advantage of this is that back in 2018 the OCG had access to Helki. And that's a big advantage, especially, with having, like, I believe this particular build was from one of the Asia championships back then. So the Supreme King or Dark Worm deck, ridiculous, you'll see it. Second decklist, this is a decklist from Adrian Koch from Germany, right? Adrian, so again, thanks for sending over the list, getting me used to, to some combos, because it has been a while. So, which deck has the advantage? Interesting one. I feel, obviously, as I've read in the comments, always do that, is that going first is definitely important. For Gouki Gumblar, going first, I mean, basically any two-card combo for warriors, Isolde, it can discard like 4, 5 cards, maybe even 6 cards during your, well, eventually up to 6 during your opponent's turn as well. So basically loop your entire, at least loop your opponent's entire hand. Again, basically prevent them from playing the game. That was Gouki Gumblar, plus putting up an extra link, right? So prevent your opponent from using the extra monster zones. And as you know, Pendulums, like Master Rule 4, they definitely need that. So that's definitely a big advantage that Gouki has. Gouki Gumblar.deck, but it needs to go first. While on the other hand, we have Magician Pendulum, Supreme King, Dark Worm Pendulum, again, whatever you want to call it. It's a ridiculous deck. The deck has some gimmicks, gimmicks are gimmicks, as in it's playing a small portion of Pendulum Magicians, no Wisdom Eye, because it was, more focused on the Supreme King or Dark Worm engine as well. This was one of the biggest gimmicks of the deck, is that, you will leave Helki on the field, and during your opponent's turn, Helki tag out for depends on which build, Formula Synchron, or here the, what is it called, the Crystron level 4 Synchro Tuner, to potentially go for the Supreme King, I forgot its name, the level 8 one, and as soon as that one hits the board, it will Raigeki your opponent's entire field. So fantastic interruption as well, plus potential Vortex negation, Dweller access. Deck is really ridiculous. So I go first now, and I do have Call By for Maxi. It's even though, I mean, if there would have been Maxi and no Call By, I probably would have gone for it. But as you see, the biggest problem then is that I need to deck out my opponent. Because, okay, I could give my opponent multiple cards, like, what is it, 20, 30 draws, put up Extra Link and, Ibli on my opponent's side of the field as well. But then my opponent is still able to go for evenly matched, right? Because this deck is not running Barrel Sword to put potentially the attacking Ibli in defense again, to leave it on my opponent's side of the field, so my opponent is not able to use evenly directly from the hand. Long story short. Anyway, so again, this is, I guess, the basic combo of the deck. Any two-card combo leads to Isolde, and the deck is just, playing so many extenders. The deck has access to pre-errata Firewall Dragon as well, to, keep special summoning monsters, and eventually establishing your board of Extra Link, Co-Link. Again, prevent your opponent from using the extra monster zones. Give your opponent the Ibli as well. Probably should have done that sooner. It doesn't really matter here, because this particular deck is not running Nightmare Goblin for the extra normal summon, right? But long story short, again, making sure that Trigate has at least one negation, and then during my opponent's turn, I can at least special summon or, summon one monster in the form of the Shade Brigandine to trigger Gumblar as well, and, discard the last remaining cards from my opponent's hand. So full combo, Extra Link, discard 6 must be nice. Gouki Gumblar in a nutshell. Okay, so again, number 3, again, post side deck. So going second, I can't remember which cards I side decked. More hand traps maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, so going second, and this hand, not the best. A couple of warriors, Greffers are there, triple malicious, again a format where triple malicious was live, and yeah, that's the thing with, going for like this OCG particular list, Artifact Sight and Sanctum were so popular. I mean, I don't need to explain why, Sanctum into Sight is game winning. basically dimensional barrier, or it stuns your opponent from playing the game. And for a Pendulum deck, that's probably enough to potentially go for a game next turn. But I mean, look at this. Vortex for 1 negation, there's a small portion of hand traps. Like most of the Pendulum Magicians or Supreme King builds were running almost the same, like Maxi, Ash Blossom, and the one of Ghost Ogre, maybe. Or am I missing something? So yeah, anyway, Artifact side hits the hits the field, hits the board, and yeah, that's GG. So Ignister again, and eventually Ignister is going to, you know, yeah, I mean, the call buy, was it the call buy? It doesn't matter. Call buy is there because, again, Maxi, Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, all of them are in there, you know, the deck lists. And this should be game. Yeah, so, yeah. Going second and, you know, me not having any form of hand traps, that's definitely a big problem. So again, going first, activate Midbreaker Field and get Max Seed. And here is the dilemma, is if I pass, I lose, right? I mean, like, look at it. I have, like, 0 interruption and Call by the Grave is not going to do anything. So I'm going to accept the Max Seed challenge. And again, as I mentioned before, again, my goal is to not to Gumblar loop, it doesn't matter, I can't discard 30 cards, but is to put up an extra link, obviously. But the main goal is to deck out my opponent. I need to deck out my opponent, because we know, at least we can assume, that the evenly matched are going in, and this deck is not playing Borrel's Sword to potentially, you know, give your opponent the Ibli, and then Ibli will try to attack, to, you know, get itself in the graveyard, destroy itself, so my opponent can special summon other monsters other than Link summons. But Borrel's Sword would have, you know, been able to put the Ibli in defense, but that's not the case. So I need to deck out my opponent, otherwise Ibli again would just crash during the opponent's battle phase, and then, you know, evenly matched, basically for a game, right? If it's not for deck out. So I need to deck out my opponent, and the only hand traps from the top of my head, Ash Blossom, but again, Ash Blossom is only once per turn, and what's Ash Blossom going to do against, you know, multiple searches doesn't really matter too much. Plus Ghost Ogre. Yep, Ghost Ogre. And Maxi, yeah, that's basically it. So again, I can keep looping, recycling, and that's important, is my set is Soul Charge. Yeah, Soul Charge, that's cool. So, I mean, I keep special summoning. Like, how many cards left? 6. That's 5. I can search Shade Brigadine, and that's the one of Ash Blossom, which is indeed going to get negated by Trigate, you know, put up Gumblar, just getting rid of as many extra deck monsters on my field as possible, because Fire Ordering is going to send them back to the extra deck, so I can keep pumping out those special summons, and eventually I should be having this one, right? So only 2 special summons left, 1 left, and Shade Brigadine will eventually hit the... must be nice, right? Accepting the Maxi challenge and winning, actually. But the problem again is I go second again, and my hand is not the best. Like, going first, this is okay. No, this is good for the time being, but going second and like Gofu was legal. Gofu in the format with Helki Fibrex. Yeah, what can I do? Again, like full combo, pretty much full combo. You can put up, and that's the ridiculous part, is that, again, Gofu is basically a 1-card full Saryuja play. Ridiculous. So again, the full side, I mean, like, obviously you're going to draw into your Artifact Sanctum, or, you know, put back the potentially drawn side. And the deck is playing, like the deck list, I saw multiple Electromites, maybe even 3 Electromite, because you could make summon Sorceress with Electromite. You know, 2 Electromite equals 1 summon Sorceress for potentially more extending and more exceeds, more synchros for negations. So yeah, Omega hits the board, hitting the... yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you see the Sanctum is going to follow. I believe I side-decked an Imperm, but I think Vortex is going to hit the board for at least 1 Omni-negation, right? So there is the... what is it? Is it Starving Venom? It's not Starving Venom. You know which I mean. The fusion, yeah, you know which one I mean. So Absolute hits the board. This is cool. Using 3 dragons. Okay, must be nice, must be nice. And yeah, Vortex hits the board. What can I do? Dweller is GG as well. Again, no dangers. And this, I mean, okay, yeah, obviously Imperm now. But this, look at this. Use Nessie. Nessie gets hit. Dweller is active. Use Snake gets hit. Whatever. What can I do? So I feel this was an okay match. Definitely a good match. But I mean, this is the power, right? I mean, from 2017, 2018, 2019, full power Link decks Master Rule 4, you have shenanigans like this. So next matchup, this is a biggie as well. We have Infernal Knights versus Adventure PK, so Brave PK from the OCG, right? Without Artifact Sight, that is. Because, you know, they're lists. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Team signing out. Peace.